Hello, Wave Partners. How are you? I promised to give a short presentation on living labs since some of you were asking what it exactly is, and also because it's part of our project activities. Well, a living lab is some kind of long-time or mid-term collaboration between the university and a community. And it could be a very small community or it could be quite a complex situation. There are four dimensions of the living lab process. You work together in co-creation, you explore the situation, you do experiments, and you make sure that what you are doing is evaluated in a collaborative way. And looking at these four parts, your role as a planner or a designer is quite different because you do not design as an expert solely and then present the outcomes to the community, but you support the community to make a design or a plan together. And in order to do this in a good way, you engage all the stakeholders from the beginning to make sure that every voice is heard and also that people who are not generally within these kind of processes are also included. The results of your first ideas you prototype, if possible together with the community, and it could be small examples of models of mock-ups or other ideas presented in a graphical way, and you can make sure that it's accepted and what are the benefits and what are the backdraws by evaluating this in a collaborative way. And in the Let to Leap project, for instance, we used different methods for that. But one of the methods could be storytelling, that people react with their own stories on the prototyping, but also on the situation in their environment. The overarching goals for the Living Labs are the Sustainable Development Goals. And for our project, of course, number 11 is quite important, Sustainable Cities and Communities. And in the framework of the WAVE project, the Clean Water, point 6, Climate Action, point 13, Life Below Water maybe, and Life on Land are important goals to serve. And this has all to do with the role of higher education, as stated, for instance, in a pledge for transformative science by the Wuppertal Institute, but which is also now part of many European education policies, that the role of universities and higher education should be different and should be more engaging with society. In the Living Labs, we use different methods, and one of the methods is the participatory action research. We create plans in co-design, and we make sure that what are we proposing and what are we analyzing is heard by the community, and also that we provide the community to give feedback on all these plans. If you look at the method of PAR, it's just like an ordinary planning process. It has the same kind of loops, but the difference is that you do it in a collaborative way, just like a normal planning side. But here you involve all stakeholders. And there are different kinds of living labs. Some of the living labs are more thematic. So it could be sustainable school environments, or it could be focused on climate or on waterfronts. And other living labs are more oriented from the community. And there you first start with looking what are the needs and challenges in the community, and then you develop the main questions for the living lab. A living lab can quite simple, and maybe that's encouraging from some of you because you have to start maybe right from scratch. So it could be a very simple collaboration between the university with its students and staff and a community, but it could be also a very ingenious and complex network, maybe also very institutionalized, with a collaboration between the university, municipalities, the business, the NGOs and the community. Over time, a living lab can work in the following way. In the beginning, you have to define your main theme, and you have to define the challenges, and you can use different kinds of working methods for this. You can have a student internship like Lauenstein had in a living lab in parts of Arnhem, just to define the situation, to look what kind of stakeholders are there, what kind of problems are there. You can include parts of the living lab into a studio. You can have students working on certain aspects of analysis, case studies, or solutions in elective subjects. There could be a student thesis, either a bachelor or a master thesis. Just like we are also going to do in this project, we can have intensive student workshops. As an umbrella for this, or maybe including the results and so on, there could be staff research, either by a PhD, or it could be part of your own research project. Well, just to give two examples, within the Led to Leap project, we had a living lab in Budapest, and that addressed school environments. And this was carried out during the COVID time, so it was quite challenging using all the digital tools. But here, the teachers, parents were engaged in order to see how the school environments could be improved. In this project, we used the mural, and that's a digital method for collecting ideas, making sure every voice is heard, and integrating all the ideas into a common starting point. A very extensive living lab was in Singonia, a new town. That is in Italy. It's part of the LED project, so the predecessor of the LED to Leap project, mainly coordinated by Daniel Ugeri. And this was a community-oriented living lab, and it made use of different tools, but it included this participatory action research, digital tools for co-design and collecting information, for instance, on favorite spots or experience of the area, and a combined design of how the city could look like. So what's a wave living lab? Well, I don't know, but that's something you're going to figure out for yourself. Well, thank you for your attention.